You guys won't believe it. I had to do a job interview today and I had to do my makeup. So instead of wasting a perfectly good day of makeup, I'm filming a video. So yeah. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Zarina and welcome to whatever this video is going to become. Today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in the month of July. Aware it's November. Okay, hold on. My dog is scratching at the door. Give me a second. Everyone say hello to Herman, aka Tutti. Yeah, so he scratches at my parents' door whenever they're taking a nap, which is not very helpful. So yeah, he'll be in here. So if you hear him, sorry, kind of not sorry. Anyway, let's continue. So the first month that I read for the book, the first book that I read for the month of July was Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Currently, one of my friends has it because it was so good. I literally was like, immediately after I finished it, the second I saw her, I was like, you need to read this book because I am unwell. Most Ali Hazelwood protagonists, like male protagonists, leave me unwell, but specifically Eli from Not in Love, I was fully taken out. I was not okay. I think also it does not help that this specific protagonist from Not in Love, I'm forgetting her name right now, but I think she's the Ali Hazelwood protagonist that I most like, so I kind of was like, this is how I in fact react to this situation. So I was kind of like, oh no. Yeah, but I ended up rating it 4.5 stars and it was so good. It was so fun. I do not have much on it because one, my friend has it, and two, this is literally the month before I started taking like notes of the books I was reading to help me like remember what I was thinking about them. So patience for me, please. Thank you. The second book that I read for did I say the month of June? June for the book of the month, book, June. I meant July, so hopefully I've been saying July, because if not, whoopsies. The second book I read for the month of July was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is the first one in this trilogy, I believe. A car alarm? Bestie, who set off their car alarm? Okay, well, I'm sure you can hear that, so I'm just... Okay, it's off. Yay, okay. So I actually bought the entire trilogy and the spin-off book, I believe, during Black Friday last year, and I barely got to reading the first one in July, which is a little crazy and a little long. Also, I have like a rule where I don't buy the entire series. I wait until, like, let's say I finish one and then I'll go buy two, just because I learned the hard way with so many book series where I've like bought 2 or 3 in the series. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna love it, and then I get to the book 2 or book 3 and I'm like, I hate it. Why? And now I have all these books that I'm not gonna read and I'm gonna have to get rid of. I keep slapping the book. Okay, but yeah, no, this one almost was like that. I think the end finally like hooked me, but I had a really hard time. A lot of people really like these books, and I just found this one to be really slow. I didn't connect with the characters at all until, that's a lie. I didn't connect with the characters until like halfway through, and I don't know, I just found Kel really unlikable at first, so it made it really difficult. But I feel like in the last like 1/4 of the book it picked up, and I've read the second one now and I do like the second one a lot better, so I'm glad I finished it, but just be wary going into it. But yeah, overall this one got 4 stars from me, so I enjoyed it. It's just like it was slow at the beginning, which I guess I'm starting to find that I get really bored really easily at the beginning of fantasy books. Fantasy? Yeah, I think that's what this is. I used to be a lot better about it, but definitely now as I get older, I have like less tolerance for a slow beginning. Like if you don't have me by the first 100 pages, I try to hold out DNFing until at least 50% of the way in, but with so many books on my physical TBR and my like electronic TBR, that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. I'm definitely gonna have to start cutting some. Okay, next book. The third book that I read for July was Adulting: How to Become a Grown-Up in 535 Easy-ish Steps by Kelly Williams Brown. This is what it looks like. This book I did not buy for myself. I got it as not a joke, but I got it from my aunt at my graduation party for when I graduated college. I did read through most of the steps. However, this book is definitely like a product of its time. It says when it was originally published, and like you can feel like the early 2000s. The show that's coming to my mind is Sex and the City, but like Sex and the City, Gossip Girl, like that generation of people vibes, if that makes sense. And I also feel like though this copy is like the updated edition with new steps, and it is like more inclusive than the original book was, but it also just feels like neurodivergency isn't like considered, I guess. So like some of these steps are useful, but most of them like were not, or like I already do. So I don't know. I wouldn't suggest buying it, really. If you could find these things free online, well, I don't know. Maybe you need 535 steps to adulting. I find that you can just learn most of these through living. So I don't know. I didn't really need it, but maybe someone that will need it. What am I saying? I just like totally blacked out during that entire explanation. I'm holding on to it for now, but I might end up getting rid of it just because like I don't know. I don't feel like this should take up space on my shelves. So the next book that I read for the month of July was another Ali Hazelwood book, and this one was Check and Mate, which is her YA, I almost said series, her YA like debut, I believe. I ended up giving this one a 4.5 stars, and literally that was only because I kept forgetting it was a YA book and it kept like cutting or fading to black, and I was like, no! Why? Like literally, I don't understand why people don't like this one as much as her other books. Actually, that's a lie. I can understand if people don't like these if you're going into it not knowing it's YA, but going into it knowing that it's YA, it's probably up to par with all her other books, especially her newer ones. So I didn't really understand, because I had seen and read a lot of people who didn't really like this one who have liked her other books, and I didn't really get it, and I will continue to not get it because I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed the main characters. I think, well, they're also the closest Ali Hazelwood protagonist to my age. I'm 21, so like I think they're like 19, 20, 21-ish. And yeah, I had a really fun time. I enjoyed the storyline, I enjoyed the relationship, and I really do suggest this. But again, warning, it's YA, so like if you're used to Ali Hazelwood books and you haven't read this one, just know it fades to black, and it's sometimes unfortunate because it's like, damn. I almost wish I need someone who makes to write a fanfic, but it's literally just if this one was an adult rating instead of YA. Okay, next book. So the last 3 books that I read for the month of July, because I ended up reading 7 books, were Snow White with the Red Hair, Volume 7? Wait. 5, 6, and 7. I can count. Okay. I think July was a bit of a crazy month for me. The first week of July, I was in New York with the ASU Lincoln Center, like teaching about AI at the Chautauqua Institution, which was really fun. And honestly, I don't know if I'll ever be able to beat that experience. Haven't yet. It was so much fun. I loved all the coworkers I worked with and the teachers and professors and the people from the Lincoln Center. I'm so sad that I'm not going to see them anymore when the school year starts because I graduated, so I miss them severely. Yeah, and then immediately I flew to New York for the first week of July, and then at that Saturday I flew to Florida to Walt Disney World to meet my parents because one of my presents from graduating was getting to go to Walt Disney World for a week, which was so much fun. I grew up going to Disneyland, and then going to Walt Disney World is just like, since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with like Disney Imagineering, and I just love how much like thought goes into the rides, and like Florida is like Disneyland and California Adventures put on steroids. So like just getting it to see like, oh my god, I love Epcot. Living with the Land, so much fun. Like I love the Land Pavilion so much. I could literally nerd out about the attractions all day. Like yeah, no, and then the Force Awakens, that's not the right. Rise of the Resistance is just like, I love the technical aspects. I love just looking at like, I never took an engineering class, but just looking at how like the roller coasters work and how, now I'm blabbering, but yeah, but back to Snow White with the Red Hair. If you are looking for just a really cute, easy manga to get into, and you're not sure what to get into, I would highly suggest Snow White with the Red Hair. It's basically about Shiryuki, and she has like this bright red hair that's like really rare in the kingdom, and the story starts out with her having to run away just because of like some issues that her hair has caused, and where she meets Prince Zen, and like yes, it is romance, not super slow burn, like there is like a slow burn element to it, but it's just so much fun. I love the entire cast of characters. I'm so thankful to the friend in college who introduced me to the anime. Unfortunately, season 1 and season 2 came out, and season 2 came out like a couple years ago, and there's been no word on season 3, aka why I decided to read the manga. And yeah, I love them so much. I could probably rewatch the anime for literally like 1,000 times. I love it so much. Which, on a topic of rewatching shows, I'm actually not rewatching a show for the first time in like ever. I'm currently watching Bones for the first time, and I'm low-key kind of obsessed. I love Dr. Brennan, I love her, and I love Booth. Like, oh my god, no. And I'm literally dying because, so, well, it's not like I could have watched it while it was coming out because I was literally 2 years old in 2005 when the show started airing, and the fact that there's 12 seasons with 22 episodes each for most of them, and then like they're 48-minute episodes, I'm having the time of my life. Do you know how long it's been since I've craved having a show like this? I've also been posting like updates on my Tumblr as I finish each episode with my thoughts from the episode, but like, of course, spoilers, so watch Bones first. Watch the episode and then read my notes, because we can, it's the same thing as like having a watch party, because I don't know, I need to find a community for this because I'm going insane. But at the same time, I haven't even like looked up the ship names because I'm so scared. This show is so old. Well, like, I guess it ended in 2017, but the first season is literally like almost 20 years old. And I don't want spoilers, but I know that's hard when the show has been out since 2017. So of course people have talked about it, but at the same time, like, the internet wasn't like established. Well, the internet was established, but like social media and the way that we use it wasn't established. But I also don't want to get Bones content on like TikTok or even like Tumblr yet because I don't want spoilers. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, we've reached the end of the video. I know this one wasn't necessarily super long, but if you did watch, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and like the video. Yeah. Also, if you want, you can, and you don't already, you can follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, TikTok, and then currently I have an account on Twitter. I'm working on deactivating it and moving to Blue Sky, but I'm waiting to hear reviews on Blue Sky. I know it's made by the people who originally founded Twitter, but just with any new social media app or technology, I'm gonna be chilling on the down low first before, that doesn't make sense. Just with any new social media app, I'm gonna wait a little while until I like know there's not anything sus going on, and then I'll go ahead and start a Blue Sky account. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. I'm dropping things. Or watch with me and then watch that.